Oh, yeah. Somebody asked me on one of my live shows the other day, what is the favorite book I read? My favorite book I read in 2023. And I couldn't think of it. And I used to be pretty much an avid reader, and I read a lot of motivational, inspirational books. Hello, Chris Jackson. Hello, Vanessa. Hello, Curly. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Rose. Hello, Julie Flanagan. When I'm into books, I'll read fiction, excuse me. But I think nonfiction wise, I read a lot of motivational books. I think it's always good to find motivation for things. I think in life, sometimes if I stay, I don't know, in my own head for too long, I don't know, my thoughts can get kind of jumbled. And it's nice occasionally reading something positive and motivational and exciting and makes you want to stand up and go, let's go get them. And my point is, didn't read many of those books or even my fiction books last year, but I read a hell of a lot of books like Goodnight Moon and Ariel and I don't know, various books like that. Hello, Julie Flanagan. Hello, T-Bones. Hello, Jimmy. Jilly. There was a Jilly's bar I used to go to. I don't know if it was in Chicago or where it was. It was like a martini bar, I think. I don't know. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Stay at Home with Ken. I was going to call it Coffee with Ken. Good morning, Windy City dude. You could call it Coffee with Ken. You could call it Stay at Home with Ken. You really call it anything you want. In some versions, it'll be Thoughts from the Gym. In some versions, it'll be The First Sip. In a lot of versions, there'll be little mini clips from my live videos and that account to my social media efforts. And I want to thank you for joining. This is a show, the stay-at-home version is a show I've been doing for about 4 weeks. I used to do every morning go live show at 8 o'clock where I'd be drinking not my first sip of coffee, but a sip of coffee. And don't worry, I still have coffee behind me. You can see it right next to my fireplace. Hello, Track Days. And I was going live at roughly 8 o'clock every morning for a long, long time and was building up a nice audience and having a lot of fun doing that. I talk about a wide range of subjects: life, fatherhood, mental health, anxiety. Hello, RJ. Social media, Down syndrome, raising kids, being a stepdad, real estate, the stock brokerage business, the markets, investments, weather, sobriety, addiction, gambling. I'll talk about a wide variety of topics, and I think that's, at least for me, what makes this show fun. Hello, Miss Hampton, and allows me to keep doing it every day. There's times that I'll go back and forth where I'll say, should I narrow my focus? Should I talk about sobriety, or should I talk about mental health, or should I talk about divorce or what have you? And I think that'd be hard for me. Because, again, my mind's fairly active and bounces all over, and I like to talk about whatever's on my mind. For the last few months, I've been working out regularly, and noticed I hadn't lost any weight. I weighed almost the exact same I had 5 months ago when I joined the gym. Realized, and I always knew, I have a thing for sweets, and I'll eat, if I start if I have a cookie out of Chips Ahoy package, the whole package is in danger. And yesterday, I went in my kitchen, I opened up a cupboard, and I had a box of Ho-Hos in my hand, and I go, oh, these would be good. I almost started opening it, and I said, put the box back and looked in my fridge and saw a bag of carrots, little mini carrots or baby carrots, and I don't know, devoured that whole bag instead of eating the Ho-Hos. And my point is, I decided to make a video of it because I'm sure we all have experiences like that, and we all have little life issues that we want the ho-hos, but we opt for the carrots. And my reaction isn't one of, hey, and the carrots felt great, and my vision is 50% better today. It was, well, it's okay, but it's not the same. Good morning, Elizabeth Weed and Rick, 2 cups down. Well, cheers to you, Rick. Windy City Dude said, what gives me motivation when life has unforeseen changes? I would say I got no other choice than stay motivated when life has unforeseen changes. One thing I've learned about my life, at least, and I kind of lead a volatile life, is that life is change. And the one thing you should expect is today's going to be different than yesterday, and yesterday is going to be different than tomorrow is. So expect the changes, learn to roll with the changes, learn to roll with the flat tire or the snow or the, sickness in the family or, any number of struggles that we could all deal with. But learn to expect it, Windy City Dude. And what really motivates me, I got a bunch of things I do. I listen to positive affirmations, and if I'm really hurting, I'll pray. Because praying seems to give me a chance to speak my feelings and speak my thoughts and speak my mind to an unbiased opinion, and that's not going to come back and argue with you, because I know that can be frustrating. So that's my stuff. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, we do have some names that I know, some long-time watching names. I'm sitting in kind of a low chair and got my phone up on my ring light without the light on. Feels kind of hard, but I got to lift my phone way up, do a curl with my left arm, and to get it in the camera. But anyway, for those who've been watching a while, you know this is not just a show about me talking. Even when it's the stay-at-home version, it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I poured myself a nice hot cup of coffee. I'll let you know what it is, because I've already had some. It's half gingerbread, half peppermint mocha, and it's delicious. And come here, Holly. Come here. Go, girl. There's a German Shepherd that Holly doesn't like walking across the street from me. And Holly has a very tiring habit of barking really loud at our windows. And no, Holly, I do not want her to do that, because I just put my 2 babies down to sleep. And Holly, no. So I'm going to hold her here and try and keep her calm, despite her want to be barking like crazy. Holly, no, at the German Shepherd crossing the way, because I want to keep my babies to sleep. I want to talk to you guys for 30 to 40 minutes. And I want to relax and get some things done after I'm done talking to you guys on the phone. But anyway, I'm excited to have my first sip of coffee. I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee. Cheers to us. Tell you what, tastes pretty dang good. The gingerbread peppermint mocha mix tastes pretty dang good. Can I have another sip right now? Good girl, Holly. Hey, thank you for joining Just for Giggles. That's such a fun name, Just for Giggles. I bet I'd like a person named Just for Giggles. Lisa Smith, it's not even close to my first sip. Cheersing with my water. All right, not original, way to go. Lisa Smith, this isn't if I said it was my first sip, I meant first sip from this cup. I was up at about 5:30 this morning. Had my first cup of coffee then. So this is our second pot of coffee. I make a pot in the morning, and my wife and I, and sometimes the kids will share it. And thank you, Laura. And usually my wife's working today. As she's heading off to work, I brew up another pot. Today it's the half peppermint mocha, half gingerbread, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to have another sip. Thank you for the... What Windy City Dude? He sent me a pumpkin spice latte. How nice is that? Thank you for that. Laura says she loves the cozy background. This is something I've been playing with for the last month or so. I honestly didn't even really realize that these fires were on. They're on YouTube. They're just YouTube videos. So I might get a commercial shortly if we do. Hang with me. But anyway, they're really nice and relaxing for a guy that doesn't have cable at his house, but we stream a lot of channels. We watch a lot of, I mean, I had Frozen and Tangled both on today, and a lot of Sesame Street as well. And I've talked about it before. I enjoy kids' movies and kids' shows. I love Sesame Street, but we, we watch a lot of it here. We watch a lot of it here. So when the kids go down for a nap, rather than flipping around trying to find a movie that's worth watching, it's just so nice. And I don't know if you can hear it through the video, hearing the sound of the fire and have the crackling and the quiet little roar that fires make is just calming to me, and I really enjoy it. Tanner Kloss says Starbucks or Dunkin'. I go to Starbucks. I used to go every day. And I was talking about it with my wife today. I've been, for the last 2 months, my wife got a job that she's super excited about, and she works 4 days a week, and she's awesome at it. It's in a field she's great at, and she's going to be this is me talking. She's going to do really, really well, and I think without a doubt she'll be the number one person at I think her company within a year. Just because it's a perfect match for her personality and her interests. So she was excited about doing it, but it's left me at home 4 days a week with our two little babies. And I have a 1-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And I'll tell you what, it can be challenging. And I've talked about it a fair bit on these shows. I talk about things that others might about, I don't know, mental health and loneliness and struggles. And sitting at home all day with two little babies, although they're the loves of my life, along with my two older girls, still can be a struggle. And I long for adult conversation and interaction. And before that time, I was going to Starbucks every day, and I knew all the employees and knew a lot of the customers, and I felt was connected to the outside world. And over the last couple of months, we've been late fall, early winter, been at home, been inside with two little babies that don't know how to talk yet, watching a lot of Sesame Street. And that's been challenging, no doubt about it. So to answer your question, Starbucks or Dunkin', I go to Starbucks as often as I can. It's one of my happy places, place that I love because they give free refills, the free Wi-Fi, they got comfy leather seats, and it's great for people watching. As I might have said earlier, I stopped drinking alcohol about, I don't know, coming up on 2.5 years. It's not there yet. It's, 26 months. And 26 months ago, so I don't go to bars too often, although my wife and I did talk about longing to have a lunch at one of our former watering holes here in Naperville. And how much we enjoyed the lunch there and how bad we want to get there again. But anyway, my point is, since I don't go to bars too often, I enjoy Starbucks. I like people watching. I like being social. I like mixing it up. I like meeting people. I like smiling. I like hugging if if we know each other very well, and feels good to me. And so I go to Starbucks still 2 or 3 times a week, but I used to go 7 days a week. Dunkin' Donuts is great. Their coffee's good. Their donuts are okay. Used to like when I'm on a road trip, get an extra large coffee with cream that used to come in a styrofoam cup. The size has shrunk and it's a paper now, the extra large coffee, which doesn't keep the coffee as hot as long. So I don't know, I miss the extra large, the one the way it was. People are saying I've been hitting Pete's coffee lately. It's better tasting in my opinion, but more out of the way. Josh, my thought on Pete's is I know they don't give free refills. There's one that up on Ogden Avenue here in Naperville, close to where I used to live, that I used to go to from time to time. And I thought it was good. I like the atmosphere fairly much, but I enjoy Starbucks better. I prefer Pete's Coffee over Starbucks, Windy City Dude says. Do you think the fireplace on your TV keeps you warm? Maybe the placebo effect. And that could be the word of the day, a placebo. A placebo in medical or doctor's terms or what have you, is a pill that's often just like sugar or water or I don't want to explain what a placebo is, so I can't give a good definition. I'm not going to make it the word of the day. But I think the placebo effect of having a fireplace might keep me warm. And somebody's got a negative attitude. Somebody's got a negative attitude. Oh, no, they're still there. You really miss Caribou coffee, though. I understand. We'll miss you, Sonny. Sonny's attitude isn't nearly as sunny as her name is. How she is. All right. I'm sorry. I'm reading comments. Oh, well, thank you so much, Michelle. I hope they are comforting. I hope they do. Again, it's just a guy talking. It's a guy talking, and I don't necessarily have all the answers or know. I don't even know all the questions, but I'm a guy doing his best and striving to do his best every day, and what have you. And sometimes my best falls short, but I get up the next day, I put my pants on, and I try and do my best tomorrow. And I think my videos have some value in that. Again, it is just a guy talking. It is just a regular guy, and it's just a guy doing his best. Windy City dude, because I don't want to dive into that too far, so I'll let that go. I don't understand it either. Well, thank you all for liking my live. We got a fairly good audience on Sunday. Again, I used to do the show every day at about 8 o'clock, and now I do my best. Again, that's kind of the theme that runs through. Again, my best isn't always good enough, but I do my best to get on as often as I can. If I can lay my babies down to sleep, usually about 10:30, they're ready for their first nap of the day. I love hopping on and talking for a little while and drinking some coffee and sharing a little conversation with you all. So, yeah. Got a little snow out there. I don't know how many of you are from the Midwest, but we got our first kind of real snow the other day. We've had a few dustings. We got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. There's talk of getting another 4 or 5 or 6 inches on Tuesday. But it's one of those things, if you look ahead at the Weather Channel, the temperature is going to be right around that crucial level of 32 degrees. And, if it's a little warmer, we're going to get rain. If it's a little colder, we might get some nice snow. And again, I've talked about it a lot. I love snow. I think it's so pretty. Love walking my dog in the snow. And just love looking outside the windows and seeing the snow in the trees and I don't know, just seeing the snow on the ground. And Packers play a big game with the Bears today. Do they? And it's funny, I was talking about that earlier, Julie, as well. I was talking about that earlier. Here we go. I don't have cable. I don't even watch live football. And it feels so out of touch when you're don't watch sports. And again, I talk about it a lot. I don't watch the news, and I think that's better for my soul and better for my blood pressure, because watching the news, they tend to show bad stuff on it. But if you don't have cable, you're never watching any current TV, current Good Morning America, or you feel like you're out of touch with the world. And even when you're watching sports, if something big's going on during a sporting event, they might say it. But I spend a lot of time at home. And again, with just my 2 babies and just my fireplace or Sesame Street or Frozen or what have you. Lisa Smith says YouTube TV is good. I'll have to try that. Michelle says she's contemplating a career change after 30 years, and I've enjoyed your journey. Well, that's so sweet of you to say, Michelle. I really appreciate that. Means a lot. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for joining. Means a lot for you to say that, because, again, I've been doing it for a while on different platforms, and Michelle, you're a name that pops up. I wonder what career you're going to change from and to. I wonder what game or career you're going to change from and to. I was a stockbroker out of college, did that for 10 years. Became a kind of bounced around from 2000 to 2005, try to do a bunch of things. And 2005, I became a realtor, was a realtor for 17 years, left that just about a year ago. And been worked at Target for 7 months, been a stay-at-home dad for about 2 months, and been a full-time content creator for the last 3 months. So trying a bunch of different things, and hopefully one of them will stick. Hello, music-loving mom. How are you? And good morning to you. Well, Jimmy, thank you so much. I hope you can stick around, but if you got to go, I understand. It's Sunday morning. Sundays are, Sunday mornings are always one of my favorite times of the week, because when I go for a walk with my dog early on, it's quiet, and German Shepherd's walking back across the street, and Holly saw her. She didn't bark. Makes me feel good. But anyway, Sunday mornings are kind of quiet, and the world tends to sleep in, and I don't sleep in. I wake up at 5:30 or 6 pretty much every morning, and get going with my day. And it kind of gives you a head start on the rest of the world, and gives you a chance to walk your dog and enjoy some peace and quiet and drink your coffee and kind of get your day started. Am I excited for the Bears game? I cannot say I'm excited about the Bears game until Julie Flanagan hopped on and said they're playing the Packers. I didn't even know for sure if the Bears were playing today. Again, I don't know if I can get it. We do have various ways that maybe I can get it, but I haven't figured out through streaming services how to get live sports that well. Haven't watched, I don't know if I've watched 2 Bears games this year. Do I still go to the same church, Lisa Smith? I do. I haven't gone in at least a month. Again, our schedule changed, and with our current schedule, and my wife starting to work, she works Sundays, and she works Sundays, so it's right now interrupting my church schedule. But I prayed a lot last night, so I hope that counts as well. Shannon's asking if the kids go back to school tomorrow. My daughters that live in Oswego do. My stepkids that live in Naperville with me go back, I think, on Wednesday. And that'll be a big change because, for the last couple of weeks, I'll tell you what, when you have older kids and older stepkids or older whatever, teenagers, they seem to spend a lot of time in their room. Let me tell you, I used to have regular visitation scheduled with my older girls, and when they'd come visit me, they'd go in their room, and I go, hey, I only see you Tuesday, Thursday, every other weekend. You can't spend my whole visitation time in your room. And that caused some conflict, and I'd get mad at them, and they'd go, hey, I want to be in my room. This is what I do. So I think I've learned from that experience not to expect too much from my teens that I have upstairs, because, I don't know, the less you expect from the world, the less, opportunity for disappointment or anxiety or stress. And after seeing my older daughters go through it, the teens like to be in their room doing whatever it is they do. But I'll tell you what, when I was missing my daughters and they were on parenting time, that was hard for me. Yeah, Michelle says my girls are teens and they're always in the rooms. It's so hard to get them out to engage. And Michelle, I'll tell you what, it's even worse when you're a divorced dad and your kids are visiting and you only have them for, a few days every couple weeks, and they want to spend it in your room. At least if you are the primary, they live at your house primarily, you see them as they go to the bathroom, or they see them as they come down, they got to eat. So as long as you don't give them a fridge, they're going to come out of their rooms from time to time. Or you see them as they head off to school. But when you are a divorced guy, on limited visitation, and they're spending it in their rooms, that's really tough. Technology has made kids more impersonal. It's probably made the world more impersonal, Windy City Dude. I appreciate you saying that, and it's true. Uh, Again, my wife and I were talking about it. That yeah, they have their cell phones they can sit on and spend the day chatting with their friends over their cell phones in the room. You know, this is gonna sound old. I'm old, but we used to have one phone line in the house. So if we were calling a friend, anybody else in the house would know we're on the phone because they'd pick up. They'd go, and I'd go, Dad, I'm on. Get off the phone. I got to make a call. So things have changed. Lisa Smith, I always drive my kids to school, go to high school, good opportunity to be with them. Yeah, Lisa Smith, that's true. JK says oddly connected people more. Yeah, in a different sort of way for sure. The party line. But it wasn't called the party line. It was just one line in the house. Your phone was stuck to your wall. When the phone rang, you were excited to answer it. Because who knew who was calling? Hey, Patty Johnson, thank you so much for following the live creator. I've been doing this for over 2 years on TikTok, and I've been striving to get to 10,000 followers for quite some time, and I creep up a little, get a little closer every day. So I appreciate you following. It means a lot to me. Chicago guy says they then introduced three-way calling, yeah, where you'd get a beep and you'd flip over and it'd be somebody else and you had to determine who was more important. Then answering machines and split lines and conference calls and cell phones and what have you. Patty Johnson says she remembers the 50-foot cord. Yeah, those were valuable, the curly cord. Michelle, yeah, no, anybody of a certain age, if you were, I was born in 68. Hey, David Howell, thank you so much for following the creator. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. Anybody new here, please follow along. I'd love to get to 10,000 followers. It's kind of been a carrot out in front of me that I've been striving for about a year now. And it's slowly coming. I don't know what's going to happen when I hit 10,000 followers. Again, we set goals, and when I joined the gym 5 months ago, I set a goal. Well, I set a couple goals. I wanted to lose 10 pounds. I haven't lost one. I wanted to do one pull-up. I did do one pull-up, but it wasn't, there were no fireworks. There were no celebratory streamers and confetti falling down from the sky. Just me doing one pull-up, and I looked around, was hoping somebody saw me do it, and nobody did. So we just keep going. And when I get to 10,000, I'm sure I'll try and get 10,001. I remember trying to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok and 1,000 followers on YouTube, and those were a long time ago. And we keep moving forward and keep plowing ahead. And I guess that's the way life is. I don't know, you get a job, you look for another one, or you look for a promotion, or you make $1 million, you wonder how you're going to make 2 million, or I don't know, you learn how to ride a bike, you learn how to drive a car, you learn how to walk. There's always another, there's always another hill to climb. And again, I've talked about it lately as a 55-year-old guy that's kind of lived and done a bunch of stuff. You wonder what's next. And most of my friends are, 5-10 years away from retirement. And, I don't know, what do you do when you're retired? Just sit around and watch the grass grow? And that doesn't sound appealing to me. I got a buddy that owns a really successful business, and he's talking about selling it in 5 years and moving away. And, I think that is what I'm facing right now, is the what is next question. When you're young, you have an obvious layout of your life's goals or your life ambitions. You graduate high school, you go to college, you get a job, you meet a husband or a wife, you get married, you buy a house, you have kids, you raise your kids, you send them off to school, and then what's next? And, Julie Flanagan says she loves retirement. Well, Julie inspires me. I don't want to talk about Patty Johnson moved in with my mother to help her, and I now have horses at 62, and it's great. Well, Patty Johnson, I appreciate that. Music Loving Mom has asked if I've ever thought about writing a motivational book. I've thought about writing a lot, and kind of what started me doing my videos, and I talk about it a lot. I used to wake up, I've always had an active mind, and I've woken up, used to wake up in the morning with my mind racing and my thoughts going wild, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So a few years back, I started writing a daily blog post, or a post, I don't know, might be a couple of 3-minute read about the thoughts that were on my mind. And they kind of, honestly, I think the words I can write when I'm just kind of free flowing ideas can be beautiful and can be touching. But I started doing videos and that's kind of replaced a lot of my writing desire. But it'd be fun to write, I think I'm kind of writing one in my head. I haven't putting it down on, I love to say putting it down on paper, because I'm old. Vanessa says I'll be fine, maybe in 10 years be a grandpa. Yeah, no, that's weird. I got started late with my first marriage, and I got 2 little babies. I got a 14-month-old. My oldest is 17. She's going to be 18 in April. It's crazy. But anyway, I don't know how much I have for you. I love my coffee. I'm enjoying this conversation. I always feel good after I go live, and I feel so good that my babies are sleeping right now, and that they're quiet, and that hopefully they're content. I have a little boy and a little girl, and they do not, they all like they both like Sesame Street. But it's amazing. My little girl, who's 14 months old, is a little girl. It's a little girl, and it's not. I think some people think like we program some girls to be feminine, we program boys to be masculine or what have you. And I wasn't sure. I'd never had a boy before, but I don't treat them any different. And my 14-month-old loves watching Frozen, and my little boy loves reading a book about trucks. And I don't know. I don't think it's our programming at all. But the little girl has no interest in the book about trucks, and the little boy has no interest in Elsa or Anna. Music Loving Mom says, how is baby Augie? He's doing real well. He's got a little bit of a cold. Both my kids have been fighting. Our whole family's been fighting a little bit of sickness since before Thanksgiving. And I think when you live with a lot of kids, there's often times where a bug will be floating around the house, and one person's getting it and giving it to the next. And both kids have had kind of runny noses. And my oldest stepson is up there not feeling well at all today, and he's resting today. Oh, there's a fine line. There's a fine line between a sick teen and a healthy teen. And you often can't tell them apart because you don't see either of them either way. And so it's just as well. It gives me an opportunity to clean. Still got a little bit of the Christmas hangover with toys that don't have a home yet. And I don't know, maybe they'll never find a home. And I'm working real hard to be more relaxed. I kind of have OCD and a little, like things put in their spot. And when you live with 5 kids, it's really hard having everything put away and everything put in their spot. And my wife's creative and likes to build things and likes to start projects. And I like to clean up projects and put them away and have less stuff. So it's kind of a constant tug of war. And what I'm working on right now, I've been working on a bunch of areas of my life over the last few years. And I'm still working on them all, and I'll never stop working, but it's trying to be more patient and more understanding and more okay with other people's thoughts and opinions and actions and what they do. And again, that's a constant struggle for me, because I see the grass is green and the sky is blue, and I expect everybody else to see it, feel it, think the same thoughts. And everyone comes from different experiences and has different ideas and different opinions of what's right. And honestly, I'm not always that great at seeing others, other sides. Hello, Sonny. I work 2 jobs now. Single mom here. It's hard, but I got to push through. Way to go, Vanessa. It is hard. It is hard. I wonder how old your kids are. I wonder how old your kids are. But nice job. Yeah. Julie Flanagan's saying now that she's retired, she has time for hobbies. I know Julie likes fishing. I know Julie likes fishing, and I'm jealous of the fishing she gets to do. Uh, uh, so anyway, we got a nice audience. We've had a nice conversation. I wonder how long I want to talk today. I'd keep talking if I could get more coffee. I wonder if I leave you guys and heat up my coffee, will you stay? Let's do it as an experiment. I'll be back within 20 seconds. Enjoy the fire. Do you enjoy, go heat it up. That's a good idea, Michelle. I'm going to. I'll be back. Stay with me. Enjoy the fire. Hopefully Holly doesn't start barking at dogs. If she does, somebody type, quiet down, Holly. The kids are sleeping. I'll be right back. Ouch. Oh. Oh. Boo-doo-doo. Boo-doo-doo. Did you guys miss me? Oh, Michelle told me to heat it up. I actually didn't heat it up. I thought about it, but I thought that would slow down thank you, Julie, would slow down my journey to the kitchen and back, popping it in the microwave. So I dumped out what was left of my coffee, and I poured myself some hot coffee, so I'm going to have a sip right now. Oh. RJ's still around. RJ's been a little quiet lately. RJ's been a little quiet. You never know if he's there or not these days. He used to be very talkative on my page, like to know what I'm having for dinner. And it was funny. I, again, was talking to my wife about it today. I'd like to learn how to maybe cook a little better. Cook a little better. I'm getting bored of the food I make. As a stay-at-home dad, whose wife comes back from work 4 days a week at a past dinner hour, I would like to eat a little healthier and be able to put something on the table that I'm proud of besides blueberry pancakes or nachos or quesadillas or real simple single guy food. And one of my friends' wives, I've eaten dinner at their house a number of times, has always cooked simply but really, really well, and would use a crock pot like nobody's business and didn't seem to stress about it or didn't seem to make a mess. And she'd throw in corned beef and cabbage in the crock pot or what have you and leave it all day and go about her day and come home, and she'd whip up a salad and, I don't know, mashed potatoes or something, and there'd be a great meal. And for me, I struggle with that, and I'd like to get better at it. And maybe that could be one of my goals, one of my projects over the next month, to learn how to pop something in, I don't know, in the morning and have it miraculously delicious by dinner time. RJ said he has a roast with potatoes and carrots and onions right now. You mentioned that to me. RJ, the 8 a.m. time is better for me. Well, yeah, no, it makes sense. The 8 a.m. time for Coffee with Ken did make sense and probably worked for a lot of people. But again, I think we do our best in life and we roll with changes as much as we can. And at 8 o'clock, my wife's usually going up and getting ready for work, and I've got 2 babies that need fed and, I don't know, need entertained and taken care of. And they don't allow for me going live. I've done it a few times. I've been live with my babies, but they start crawling on me, and it's hard enough keeping Holly quiet. But if I had Augie and Eve here, they wouldn't go for it at all, and it'd be chaotic. Michelle said she's learned a lot of crockpot meals on TikTok. Yeah. My wife said something. She got a birthday present a couple years back called Instapot. I don't know what Instapot it is. I don't know what Instapot is at all, but I think it cooks things quickly versus slowly, like a crock pot. But either way, it might be something where I could go out and get something, throw it in, and have a wonderful meal an hour later. Shannon says she has chili going in her crock pot now, plus the house smells good. That sounds so good. It's overcast, and again, a coolish day, low 30s. Would be a great day for a pot of chili. I don't know if my babies would eat chili. Eve would eat the chili because she eats pretty much everything. Augie is a little more particular, and a little more particular, a lot more particular. I don't know if he'd like my cooking or he'd like a hunk of corned beef and cabbage, but I cannot tell you what. I cannot tell you how much I like corned beef and cabbage. I don't know if I'd like it every day, but boy, is it good. RJ asks, what toppings do I like in chili? I like to mix it up. I can eat chili without toppings, but obviously cheddar cheese is great on chili. Occasionally sour cream. I love little crackers, little saltines crunched up, and in my chili as well. But cheddar cheese #1, crackers #2, onions probably #3, or oyster crackers. Thank you, RJ. But saltines would work as well. I don't mind crunching them. I do what I gotta do. If I got, you get one of those sleeves of saltines, you crunch them up, and they're just the same almost. They're even a saltier version. Green onions, white onions, it doesn't matter to me. Onions are good. Chili has to have noodles. Well, that's interesting, Julie Flanagan. I appreciate your strong thought on that. I rarely have ever had chili with noodles, but I do appreciate your thought. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on today. Rotisserie chickens are healthy and so many recipes with them. Vanessa, you're right about that. And they're amazingly reasonable. At Costco, you can get this huge, looks like a turkey, but is a rotisserie chicken for $4.99. And you can put it out on the plate or on the serving tray, and it looks like you've prepared this fancy meal, and maybe serve some potatoes and broccoli on the side, and it looks like a well-rounded meal. And all you may have done was microwave up some broccoli and microwave up some Bob Evans mashed potatoes and buy the rotisserie chicken at Costco. But it would feed the family, and it would be delicious. Yeah, Michelle loves that chicken. Hello, Yvonne from the farm in North Carolina. I appreciate you. I was reading on CNBC the other day, or on CNBC News, about the most popular states to move to in the U.S. Texas is #1, Florida is #2, and those have been top two for a number of years, I guess because of they don't have any state income tax, perhaps. But North Carolina might have been 3 or 4, and was certainly up there. And Idaho was in the top 10, which is kind of interesting because I don't know. I don't think Idaho a heck of a lot. California was the #1 state that people moved out of, and has been for a number of years. And I didn't see, but I'll bet you Illinois, where I live, is up there in the #1 states to be moved out of. Again, I think the state income tax is high, and it's an expensive state to live in. Not as much so as California, obviously, but what have you. I think Texas with, I don't know, a lot of land to move to, a lot of big state, a lot of less populated areas, and no state income tax, and dry, warm weather for those that like that. I like weather. I like seasons. I like snow, so I don't think I'd ever want to move to Texas. But I see why a lot of people do move there. Hello, John Bradley. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Let's have a little more coffee. Oh. But anyway, I don't know what time it is. I'd hate to sign off after John Bradley gave me such a warm welcome. But we've had a nice audience today. We've had a friendly audience. Coffee is good, John Bradley, with 1 E or 2. But yeah, it's Sunday morning. I think it's still morning. It's Sunday. And I got a sleeping Holly. I got 2 sleeping babies, and 2 sleeping stepkids upstairs. And I'm looking forward to enjoying the quiet house and the rest of my coffee, maybe get lunch started and getting on with my day. Jimmy, happy Sunday to you. Thank you for joining, not original. Thank you for joining me from the gym. And Michelle, thank you for your kind words today. And I want to thank you, all of you for joining. Again, this is Stay at Home with Ken. It's kind of a variation on my Coffee with Ken. I hope you follow my page. Hope you enjoy my content. You like my videos. Either find them funny or entertaining or stupid or silly or inspirational or motivational or educational, or you find something you like out of them. And I just would appreciate for anybody new that's signing on, please subscribe or follow my page. I appreciate it, and I have a lot of fun doing this. And I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I hope your weekend's going well. I hope you're excited about the day, living in the moment, enjoying the fireplace that is in your life. Julie, good seeing you. And thank you, John Bradley. It's just a YouTube video, but I think it is pretty cool. It's a nice backdrop for my live video. Even makes nice sounds. None of the cleaning, none of the smoke, none of the buying the logs, but about 50% of the enjoyment of a regular fire. But I so appreciate you guys again. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're excited about your day. We got a new week coming. It's a new year. Hope you're loving yourself. Hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.